Perfect. How are y'all doing, guys? Good morning, everybody. What's up, Blake? What's up, Jor? What's up, Ibim? Sorry, I don't know how to say your name right. Such a good boy. All right, Amir, why are you describing yourself? Good morning, Doe. I thought you don't drink coffee. I don't drink coffee, bro. This is electrolyte water. I don't want to spill it, but it's electrolytes, bro. Oh, it's Kareem? Okay, bet. This is actually the Santa Cruz electrolytes. You're absolutely right. Yes, it is actually the Santa Cruz mango electrolyte. It's so gas, but let's get back to business. All right, on the chart, what do we see? Uptrending price. If we look at the larger time frame. All right, why is it in that? We do got downtrending price action. Actually, before, let me just make sure the YouTube is up and running before we decide to do anything. Make sure the YouTube video. Oh, let me check if I'm live right now. Fuck trading. Trading is goated, bro. Come on. All right, bet. You guys should be able to join the stream on the YouTube as well if you guys want to. It's probably gonna send a notification in the Discord, but yeah, we had 9:45 and 10 a.m. USA, kind of making it tough. All right, yeah. So let's go over news first. What do we got for the news today? Oh shit, my PC froze. Let's see what news we got. All right, we got here. Let me send it over in the Discord. What's up, TRA? What's up, Hunter? Can I pay out the safety net too after the first 3 payouts on the night picks? No, you can't do the safety net. After the first 2, you have to get minimum like 5 payouts. On your 6th payout, you can get a max withdraw. On your 6th payout. So, here's the news we got for today. We got final manufacturing PMI, ISM manufacturing PMI. We got 6:45. I'm in Pacific time, so this is Eastern. Let's look at Eastern time. It's gonna be 9:45 a.m. We got final manufacturing PMI. At 10 a.m. we have ISM manufacturing PMI, and we have job openings and ISM manufacturing prices. So only thing we're gonna do for this news is wait 3 to 5 minutes before and after the news events being released for us to look for a trade. Right, because we don't want to get caught up in random volatility at, for example, 9:45 or 10 a.m. whenever there's a huge spike or a drop in volatility approaching the news, right? Because if you guys have seen it before, we usually get a drop in volatility before the news event gets released and a spike whenever it's getting released. So we're going to stay patient, wait for that to release. We're not going to be trading 3 to 5 minutes before that. W in chat for all W Daryl, bro. So, let's get started. We got that news for today. We're gonna wait for 9:45 and 10 a.m. We're gonna wait for that to come out. We're approaching it, but right now, up until like next 12, 13 minutes, we're gonna still look for a trade. So, what do we see on the charts? We got uptrend price action. You guys see that? We just fell just now. Okay. And we're falling down this pretty much recent price action, and we made a pullback. So if we wanted to continue for longs, I'm going to need it to push up past here pretty high, but seems like price just is falling. So what I'm going to look for is some continuation of these shorts and price holding down below the moving average line. Okay. Yeah, Manny early this time. Fire, bro. Fire. So that's the main thing we're looking for right now, right? Again, we don't try to predict where the market's going to go. We're just going to react off of it. Plain and simple. Can you switch on your face cam? Kareem, my face cam's on. What do you mean? Actually, I might have to set my camera up a little differently. Oh, you can't see. It's probably buffering. But yeah, remember guys, we don't try to predict the price. We just react off of it. Okay, we wait for our A+ setup, and then we take our trade because we know when we get our A+ setup forming, we have a higher probability of winning than losing. Okay, plain and simple. And we also make money on average more than when we lose on those setups. So it's a win-win in both cases. Prediction for this day, short 150 points. We'll see. So the main trend in the recent price action is upwards, but if we want to continue playing bullish, we're going to need it to push up and show us breaking above all these highs. Okay, that's what we're looking for if we want to play a bullish play. We're going to need to see it break above these highs, pull back, possibly another push up and then pull back before we take another momentum candle move. Because again, for those of you guys who didn't see, if you guys remember my third rule, I want to see price holding above the moving average line for a while. Okay, plain and simple. 3 things we need for a bullish play: MA lines 200 SMA sloping up. We need to see bullish price structure, and we also need to see price holding above the moving average line for a while. That's it. Hold up. I think the YouTube stream is just broadcasting my face cam. Hell no, on YouTube. Fire Cream, I see you on there. Okay, bet. Hold on. I might have to change. Hold on, I'm gonna turn off my camera real quick. Just so I might have to tweak. I might have to tweak it so the Discord can see differently. All right. I'll make this bigger. All right. We're going to have to do it like this so the people on the YouTube can also see. Oh, wait. It's still. Yeah, okay. The people on the YouTube now can see the screen as well. Perfect. Are you still in the March contract? I'm using the TradingView continuous contract, but if you guys are trading, you shouldn't be on the March contract. You should be on the June contract, and that's gonna be NQM25. You have an MA at 200? Yes, Ian. The MA is set to 200. Right here, length 200. All right. So, as you guys can see right now, price is not clearly trending. Amir, if you're on TradingView, it's NQ1. NQ1 is just a continuous contract, so you don't have to update the contract at all. TradingView automatically has like a continuously going contract. But I got greedy on my swing trade. Hopefully, Mark still awards me. Wait, Blake, what'd you do for your swing trade? Did you like leave it for longer, or like what'd you do? But guys, remember, market's being a little inconsistent right now, right? It moved down, but then it broke above these highs, but now it broke back below these lows, right? It's not clearly uptrending or downtrending, so we're waiting for it to either pick a move direction up or move direction down. Right now, it's inconsistent, so we're staying patient, waiting for it to pick a move. Okay, these are the times where you don't want to take your trade because it's not A+. You want to wait for it to be A+, and then you'll take your trade. I was targeting just below 3-1, and it bounced before that point, was up around 3. Oh, okay, I got you. I mean, it didn't hit your full TP though. Like, that's fine though, because it didn't hit your full TP. You know, those like rules are rules. Like sometimes it'll go really, really close to it and flip back. Bro, just show me which SMA you use. Bro, just show which SMA you chose in your indicator settings so I can choose the same settings. Ian, everything's the same except the length. You change that to 200. Everything else, keep it the same. If for you guys' MA line 200 SMA line, just keep everything the same except for the length, change this to 200. That's it. How do you search for it? Okay, go to your indicators tab, type moving average, and then press on the one that says moving average simple. When you do that, it'll pop up on your chart, and then you could double click on your computer on your chart on the MA line itself and change the length to 200. Okay, for now, price does look stronger to the downside because we're holding below this MA line. If this price can break below this low, that'll be perfect. Okay, that'll show we want continuation for shorts and potentially have a bearish bias for the day. Okay, because right now the MA line is very, very flat because of us having inconsistent price action. And again, this is when we don't want to trade, when the MA line is flat. And remember, guys, we got big news events today, so if we don't get a trade, it is what it is, right? We made hella bread yesterday. Like what? 5, was it? Yeah, seven bands yesterday. We also made, actually no, what am I saying? We also made, that's it. We made that so far this week. If we don't get a trade today, it is what it is, right? We can't force trades every single day. Some days just not going to have A+ opportunities, and we have to be okay with that. Right, the best of the best traders don't take that many trades. So we're gonna see if we get a setup today, but with all the news and with all the events we have interfering with the price action, we potentially might not get it. And just from how price is forming right now, it's how many points have we moved already? Okay, we moved 100 points almost. Yeah, so the main thing we're looking out for right now, price making a clear move in one direction. Okay, that's all we want to see. News gonna send this thing? I hope so. If News sends this thing, then we can have some clear direction. Right, we do have news in 5 minutes, so if you guys are still taking trades, be careful of the news events in 5 minutes. It could cause an extreme spike in the volatility, so I would personally advise to like stay out of it at that event time. It could cause a huge spike or it could not. You know, it's not always guaranteed, but it could. Hopefully to the downside. Wait, Blake, are you still in your play? In your swing, in any swing plays? Same swing. Oh, you're still in it? Okay, fire. So, if we want a bullish trend, we're going to need it to push up, break above this high, retrace, push up, retrace again, right? Maintaining this uptrend structure. If we want a bearish play, this thing's going to need to fall, break below these lows, retrace, break again, retrace. And we'll probably look for a play at this point on this retracement. Catching that next leg down. That's what we're going to look for. Them are getting popular. Hey man, people are actually putting in work towards learning. That's all that matters. Wait, actually this room is maxed out at 50? Okay, I just realized it's maxed out at 50, bro. Need to like, how do we make it increase size? I don't know. How do we make it so it's more than 50 people? You have to pay. Oh, do I have to get like Nitro? Do I have to? I'm already boosting the server because I had like boost from Discord Nitro. Okay, we need it. We need. Oh, we need level 3. Oh no, maybe level 2 unlocks it. Okay, level 2 allows us to get 150 video stage seats. Okay. Alright, we're gonna need 5 more boosts to get us level 5. So if you guys got any boosts, send them to the Discord. I swear if one day I can't join because it's full. If you guys have Nitro, send them to this. Send them forward. Let's increase the size in here. I'm already boosting it, but if you guys can, that would mean a lot. So we can get this shit to level 2. 5 more. Everybody who has Nitro has like 2 boosts apparently. So like, we need 3 more people. 2.5. All right, come on. Push up or push down price. Don't be hesitating. Don't be scared to make a move. Look, it got up. It went up 25 points. Found you yesterday. Excited to be here. Fire, Johnny. Glad to have you here, man. This is an education-focused community. Like, my goal here is not to be a signal bot. It's to help you guys get educated properly, learn how to trade the right way. Right? Not from just copying. Ian, what was your question? This is how mine looks. Does it look correctly with the SMA? It looks right. It looks, if I hop on the 1 minute. Just make sure, Ian, on the top left, this says SMA 200 close. Or when you double click on your MA line, it shows 200 as the length. Make sure that's what it says. Okay? Also, if you guys want to watch the same ticker, same symbol, don't put NDQ, put NQ. Just NQ. Don't put a D. Free sauce. Weak ass news though. Yeah, there wasn't that crazy of a spike on news. But that's the thing, right? You do want to take that risk of the news being crazy volatile and you being caught up with it, or not. What is the MA? So this is this simple moving average. If you want to add it to your chart, type moving average and then moving average simple. You're going to click on that one. When you add it to your chart, it'll pop up like this dark blue. You're going to, not there. You're going to double click it. You can double click it, or you can click the settings right here on the left of the, for example, SMA that's added, SMA 9. Click on the settings icon, change it to 200, and then that'll move it to exactly where I have it as well. Okay. I'm on the 30-second chart, guys, by the way. All right, so price is slowly starting to continue that uptrend. Okay, but it's very, very weak. We're going to need to push up with strength. Remember, we don't trade in weak environments. We trade in strength. Is the length the same as the period? Yes, the length is the period, Matt. You're right. It's the same thing. It's just TradeAway decides to call it length instead of period. I don't know why, but they do. All right. See, now we're getting that strength. Perfect. That's what we like to see. Okay. What do we have? Bullish price structure. Okay. Along with that, a bullish sloping MA line. And we're also holding above it. Not that crazy long, but by the time we get it set up, it'll be like 6-7 minutes. So we could get a setup on this if we get a retracement and a nice momentum candle, if it's not interfering with the news. Of course, Matt. So we could potentially get a setup off of this. Retracement, momentum candle, enter long. We are still in like this choppy environment, but like I don't really care too much about that bigger picture. I think tariffs may affect what's going on right now. I mean, it may affect the higher time frames and where the market wants to go on the bigger picture, but that doesn't necessarily matter to what I want to do, because I make money, or we make money, off of short-term intraday small micro price movements. That's what we make profit off of. So whether it goes up or surges down, we'll make money. So it doesn't necessarily affect like what I'm doing. Maybe other traders who trade like one-sided markets, that's for sure. But because we trade futures, we have the advantage of making money when it goes up and making money when it goes down. So it doesn't necessarily affect how I want to trade or how many others want to trade too. Unless they're only trading one direction. For example, they're buying. So if this candle does close like a strong momentum candle, we could look for an entry on that one. Nah, none of these are momentum candles. Too big of a bottom wick on this candle. Valid play forming. This candle does have a decent amount of momentum, but the fact that we have this big of a top bottom wick makes me not like it. Because the trade would be pretty large of a trade. Not that large, but just candle didn't form the ideal way that I wanted to. So, not going to take it. Not A+, not going to take it. There are two green candles with small wicks and thick bodies. Where? These two green candles, this bottom one has too small of a body than my liking, right? Because you see these down moves, these candles are a lot stronger than this bullish green candle, right? And the wicks are probably almost just as long as the body. This one, the bottom wick is probably like a little more than half the size of the body, which is a little more than what I would like normally. 939, 945. A 945. See, this is too big of a bottom wick. A bullish candle would be this a 943 or 943. That would be a bullish candle, 943. You see how there's a straight buying candle, no wicks, thick body. 943.30. I'm on the 30-second chart. This candle right here, this is a momentum candle. Or this one right here, 939.30. So those are examples of momentum. Maybe this one too. This one has a little big of a topic, but it's kind of small, so it's still good. But these are all happening before we've confirmed our trend. So we want to wait till we confirm our trend before we take any momentum plays. All right, we could still get that play right here as well. The momentum setup, momentum candle. What's the points on your stop loss and take profit? Lynn, it depends on the size of the candle. For example, if we entered off this candle closure, our stop loss would go at the low of the candle. So it's not set in stone stop loss and TP like in terms of points. It depends on the size of the candle. But the ratio is either targeting the previous swing high or we're doing a 1-to-1, whichever one is giving us a better risk to reward. That's the way we target and put our stop loss. Did this one earlier today. Yeah, that looks very valid. Dax. See, guys, that's an example of a valid momentum trade. There was a clear downtrend, holding below the moving average line. We had the momentum candle. Right when he got that candle, he entered short, stop loss at the top, targeted 1-to-1. Perfect. Played out nicely. Again, we do have news coming out at 10 a.m., so we got to be careful of that as well. Then we can only get one more person in this live chat before it gets capped out. How much should it cost to boost? Alright, I just boosted it to level 2. Oh yeah, I didn't even boost it enough. Alright, now we can have more room. We're at 150. Always going fast. Appreciate it, man. Just trying to share as much value as I can, man. That's all I'm trying to do. Right? A lot of people focus on, like, oh, copy trade this, copy trade that, signal about this, signal about that. But, like, I'm more leaning towards, like, education. Also, if we get a momentum candle down here, it's a little too late. Although it would be still a valid trade, it's a little too late because we have news coming out in 3 minutes. Okay, and if we get an entry down here, okay, and our stop loss down here, our target's gonna be literally right here or up here. Okay, and that's gonna give us a while of a move. So we don't want to get like caught up in that news price action. For example, at 10 a.m. news getting released and us getting just straight up falling through our stop loss or going to our TP, right? Either one. But we don't want to take that risk because it's not consistent. It's not reliable. It's not safe. You're the 1 minute, ours on 30-second. Yeah, I'm on the 30-second. Hey, bro, how's this? How's my SMA looking? Like, which differs from yours? Here's my SMA set. Here's my settings as well. No, it's perfect. It's perfect, Ian. That's right. Like, guys, if there was no news, I would take this setup 100%. I would take the setup 100%. Possibly targeting here. Okay, if there was no news coming out in like 1.5 minutes. But because we have news coming out, I'm not taking the setup. Is that the only difference? Yeah, the only difference is I'm on the 30-second and you're on the 1 minute. Because I scalp the 30-second time frame. That's what I do. But you guys can still use this on the 1 minute. I just use it on the 30-second. Right? Again, we're not in this trade. This is just a visual example of a trade I would take if there was no news at 10 a.m. Okay, but we have news coming out in 1 minute, so we're not taking this trade. All right, we have news coming out in 30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds. Can you please do the woman as well for a better perspective? You need to. Ian, everything's set up for you properly on the 1 minute. This is how it looks on the 1 minute. But why does yours look different than mine? You're on NDQ. What is NDQ? Look, Ian, change your symbol. Change your symbol to NQ, not NDQ. Make sure it says NQ1. Okay? Make sure it says this in the chat. Alright, with the exclamation. No, yeah, we're not in this trade, guys. This is just a visual representation of why I like a valid setup, but not taking it because of news. You see, if this play probably had no news, maybe it would have worked. Maybe, maybe not. But the thing is, news makes it so it just has a crazy spike in volatility to the downside or the upside. And sometimes, in these cases like where it has this huge spike, it could straight up jump over your stop loss and not hit your stop loss and not fill you on your order. Okay, and making you stuck in your position and you can't get, and you're in a losing trade. The news was, let me check. It was ISM manufacturing PMI, JOLTS job openings, and manufacturing prices. Okay, PMI came out worse than the forecast and worse than the previous. Same with job openings. Manufacturing prices came out better though. But doesn't really bother me. I don't really care about the news, what the results were, because we don't trade based off of like what news says. Right? It doesn't affect us because we're scalping. Okay, now price decides to flip bearish. Okay, so remember, the bias formation is very easy to adapt with. Okay, if price decides to just fall like this, that's totally fine for us. We just have to wait for the MA line to start sloping down and us holding below the moving average line, and then we can get a setup to the downside. Also, by the way, if you guys also want to be able to trade the 30-second time frame with me, and you guys don't have like a premium plan, for example, because the reason I can do it is because I have the premium plan. Okay, if you guys want to be able to trade the 30-second time frame, then you can go through TradeOvate. Okay, if you go in the tools you need section in the Discord, you can set up an account with TradeOvate, or if you guys are trading with a prop firm, you can go with TradeOvate, and that'll allow you to, or Ninja Trader, and that'll allow you to be able to trade with a second, any sort of second time frame. By second, I mean like the time seconds. So you can trade the 30-second, 15-second, whatever you want on TradeOvate or Ninja Trader. So with live data, so you guys don't have to have any sort of premium plan. I don't take trades for news. I look after how much influence the news had. If it almost had no impact, I'm still waiting for looking for trades. Yeah, so I'm like I wait 3 to 5 minutes before and after price action. So right now, price volatility is picking up back to normal volatility. So we're still looking for a trade now. We just need to wait for A+ environment, right? Originally we were uptrending, and then we came back down below the MA line again. So retracing a little more than usual, right? This is almost a preparing a downtrend. So we're staying patient again, waiting for the A+ environment. Just no real direction, exactly. Can I still answer if the SMA is still below the candles, even if the trend is bullish? Because I think the 3 criteria was the SMA. So that's the third rule. That's the third rule, Ian. If you're playing a bullish play, or wait, can I still enter if the SMA is below the candles, even if the candle trend is bullish? I think for the SMA to be either below or above the candle trend. So if it's a bullish trend, if you're looking for a bullish play like this, the MA line needs to be below it. Okay, and if you're looking for a bearish play like this, or honestly like this price action right now, price action right now, the MLN has to be above it. Okay, that's it. That's the main things you need to look out for before looking for a setup. Okay, that has to be intact. Of course. For this moment, pick so you can take a trade. Yeah, right now, guys, there's no direction. Right? If I compare this to yesterday, you guys can literally clearly see on the charts. Yesterday, let me get rid of the drawings. Yesterday, clear price action to the downside. Okay, we got our valid opportunity right here, targeting shorts all the way down here after this entry on this momentum. That played out nicely, right? Clear trend for whenever we want, like this. Clear trend, perfect, but we're not getting that right now. Very, very inconsistent, choppy price action. Just 100-point range, okay, of chop. No up moves, no down moves. We move up and then we move back down. Okay, these are the times where patience actually pays. Okay, if you guys try to force lower quality setups in this environment, you're going to lose money. Some strategies favor this environment, but my strategy personally doesn't favor choppy environments. But I think yesterday when you entered, the bearish SMA was below the candle trend. The only time I enter, the bearish SMA should be above the candle trend. I don't think I've ever entered when the bearish SMA is below it, right? Like if you look over here, this was yesterday? Yeah, yesterday's play. The SMA, for example, is sloping down and we're way below it for a bearish play. Okay? For a bullish play, we got to be above it. Okay, now we're kind of getting that downwards price action, but we just have to see price break below these lows and hold it. If it doesn't break below these lows, we're still in that choppy environment. We'll look for a trade after breaking this low. Fire. I mean, personally, this is what I like to see, Dax, but if your like brain sees that better based on your experience, do that. I think yesterday, Ian, we just went over that. Yesterday's trade was the MA line was above the price action. The SMA was above the price action, and I'll show you after we're done trading. If I want to look for any sort of downtrend play, we got to make some strong moves to the downside. 200 SMA is just barely sloping down. Barely. Barely. We need this to slope down strong, and we need us to surge down in price for that to happen as well. Right? We can't just barely break below these lows. Just do short swing on 6N post coming shortly. Fire. Yeah, I told you guys at the start of this week, these news events are going to interfere with the price action a decent amount, right? Wednesday, we do have Trump speaking and non-farm employment change, NFP, pre-market. But there's no news intraday, so if you get some nice volatility intraday, and then Thursday, we got some intraday news as well. Ian, he's not being rude. He's just telling you because, like, I went over it on the chart and then you asked the same question. He wasn't being, like, rude about it. But remember, guys, I trade the first 45 minutes of market open. So once this blue zone ends, I'm not taking any more trades. But we are starting to surge down in price, so could be setting up nicely. See, this is exactly what we wanted. MA line starting to slope down, sorry. Can you make an accept? You mean an exception? Like, not stop trading early? So this is more than 5 minutes by the time we get our setup. So peace and love. This pays so bad. It's not the best today. I wish we had better price action so like the newer people can see this performing live with good quality price action. But we gotta understand, price action isn't gonna be the best every single day. So when it's not the best, we have to learn to sit out, stay patient, and chill out, right? Like, not rush into our setups, not get greedy, not be like, oh man, I didn't get a trading day on my funded account, I suck, it's so unfair, and force trades just to get a trading day, right? We can't do that. We gotta stay patient. We gotta wait for our setups and understand when we take setups that are not high quality and not A+, that's when we're gonna perform poorly. Okay, I got another like 2.5 minutes or 2 minutes to take a trade. So all I'm going to need to see is a retracement, momentum candle, entry, done. But I'm going to have that happen within the next 2 minutes. Facts, that's me. That's crazy, Hunter. Why are you exposing yourself like that? Hey, I mean, at least you're loud and proud about it. Loud and proud. Trying to get moms at the hood. You got this shit, bro. You gotta stay locked in. Those 10K days can maybe help you out a little bit, but they gotta be proper 10K days, not bullshit 10K days. I was saying they gotta be proper 10K days, not bullshit 10K days to help you out with that. But 10K days definitely coming soon. We have to get direction so late. I know, it's unfortunate, bro. This is, guys, this is starting to form the ideal market environment I want. Okay, you guys understand this. When we're having clear strength in one direction with a gap between the moving average line and we're holding below it, that's perfect for me. Okay, that's perfect for me. But I restrict my trading once this blue zone ends. Why? Because I know my performance performs the best. My performance peaks whenever I'm trading only in the first 45 minutes of market open. Okay. After 45 minutes, the setups aren't as frequent, and I end up taking usually lower quality setups most days. This is back like over a year ago, okay, back when I was unprofitable. Can anyone hear me, or is it just my connection since I'm on a train? Can you guys hear me? You guys should be able to hear me. Okay, cool. See, like, this is forming to be like a valid ass short setup. Okay, but I'm not taking it because I don't trade after the first 45 minutes because it could be lower quality setup and because my focus is not there anymore after the 45-minute mark. Okay, but this looked like a potential valid trade. Again, out of my trading window, not taking it. This trade, this one down here is like an okay momentum candle. Only thing I would want better is if this bottom wick was just as short as this like top wick, or just shorter overall. That would be a valid setup. But and we can't go on TikTok live because we're banned. Dax, he's being sarcastic. Hunter's being sarcastic, bro. He's messing around. He's doing some foolery. Stop shaking ass and you won't get banned. I can't resist, bro. Just want to let it out. Just waiting to take trade for a good setup. So I'm done with my trading session. Like, so I'm not necessarily looking for any good setups. But you guys, if you guys are still trading, keep trading. But I'm personally done trading off this first 45 minutes. There's no valid trade in the first 45 minutes of market open, so I'm not getting any opportunity. All right, so I'm gonna be on here a little bit longer if you guys have some questions you want me to answer, because we can't go on the TikTok. So I'll be on here doing a little bit of a Q&A. Just to be here a little bit with you guys. So if you have any questions, let me know in the chat, because we can't go on TikTok. We're banned for another 3 days. I don't know. I feel like Demo Trading View barely had any good A+. Was watching for a couple hours. When were you watching this? Was it yesterday, or like, are you talking about for today? I mean, Layla, that's totally fine. There's some days where there's just no A+ setup. There's some days where there's just no A+ opportunity, and it is what it is, right? Can you maybe go through the criteria once more for us who are new? Yeah, for sure. So the 3 criteria for the buy submission checklist, okay, being you have to have these 3 intact when you want to play in the direction of a trend. Okay, and be able to be on the right side of the trend. All right, first things first, 200 SMA, this blue line right here, you want to see, is it sloping down, up, or sideways? If it's sloping down, you're leaning towards bearish for the first criteria. If it's sloping up, you're leaning bullish for the first criteria. And if it's sideways, you're going to wait for it to either slope up or slope down. You're not going to trade if it's sideways. Okay, we want ideally all 3 criteria to be in line with each other. Now, second criteria, what is the structure of the price action or the recent price action? Is it downtrending? Okay. Or is it uptrending? All right. We ideally want the structure of the price action, the trend of the price action, to be in line with the bias for the first criteria. So if the first criteria is bearish, we ideally want downtrend for the second criteria. Okay. We don't want an uptrend like this while this is sloping down, for example. It's sloping up, but there's some cases where that happens, and we don't want that happening. Okay? Now, third criteria, if the first two criteria are both bearish, is price able to hold below the moving average line for a while? That's the third and final criteria. Okay, and at this point, for example, let's say this setup off this is a valid trade, but it's just out of my trading window, so I'm not taking it because it's not in my trading window. The trades in my trading window are the A+ setups. If it's outside, it's not A+ because I'm not used to trading outside of this environment. But the setup itself is valid. Why? Because we have all the three criteria met. We have the momentum candle, and we have bearish pressure. Okay, the bias intact. But it's like A-. It's like yeah, it is. It's like A level A-, but I don't necessarily trade outside the first 45 minutes. Okay. So we could consider it A-. This setup right here. This would be the trade pretty much. So like enter off this, stop us to the highs, 1-to-1 target right here. This is not 1-to-1. Oh, there you go, 1-to-1. Thank you. I just wanted to hear you say I took an A- yesterday. Gonna hop off and relax for the rest of the day. Alright, Dax, take care, bro. I'll see you tomorrow, man. See you tomorrow, bro. I've never seen that in my life. Veed brownies. Plus 515. It maybe made some bread. Let's get it. Get your attitude right before tomorrow. Or played plus 500. Nice, bro. Again, let me tell you guys why. If I'm not 100, I'm not on the charts. All these orb snipers. Yeah, you guys are orb snipers in here, bro. So, again, 3 rules. The downtrend price action. First thing, 200 SMA sloping down. Downtrend price action. Okay, and us holding below the moving average line for a while. That's what we want to see for a bearish play. For a bullish play, it's going to be the opposite. Okay, like this, for example. Uptrend price action, bullish sloping MA line. Okay, and a gap between the price action and the moving average line for a while. Okay, that's it. That's all we want to see. And if we don't have those 3 things intact, then we're not doing it. I'm not sure if I missed it, but did you take any trades? No, we didn't take any trades today. No opportunities. Okay, we were chopping up pretty much the entire day. Towards the end, we start actually getting some direction, but see, outside of my trading window, not the best type of trades, so I don't trade it. See, this one hit stop loss. Like, I don't like trading outside of my trading window. I'm gonna head out. Have a great day. See y'all tomorrow. Take care. Alright, we're going to cut the YouTube stream because we're pretty much done.